Welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we try to plunge into insights that genuinely matter for your daily life.
Hmm.
We're always searching for advice that seems straightforward. But when you really dig in, it can have a huge impact. And today, I think we found something really practical.
Sounds good.
Our source material for this deep dive, it's called Olivia's Guide to Healthy Home Cooking. Olivia gives this recommendation, super simple on the surface,
Okay.
but as we're about to find out, the implications are, well, they're pretty far-reaching. Health, money, even like personal empowerment.
That's right. And often the simplest advice, it holds the most power, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What looks like common sense, it often has these hidden layers, real challenges, and these deeper whys we don't always explore. So our mission today is to unpack not just what she says, but why it works, the mechanics behind it, and how you can actually use it. We want to get past the obvious.
Absolutely. Okay, let's unpack this. First, let's introduce Olivia. She's 36, lives in Massachusetts, describes herself as incredibly passionate about healthy living.
Right, so she lives it.
Exactly. This isn't just theory for her. And the core advice, the simple thing she suggests, just this: try cooking at home more often.
And what's fascinating here is how her simple statement encapsulates so much, not just about health, but about empowerment in daily life.
Mm.
It's concise, it's actionable, and like you said, it's got all these different positive effects we can get into. It's not just food, it's reclaiming control, making choices.
Yeah. And she dives right into the reasons. The very first one she gives, I think this is a big one for a lot of people. You control the ingredients.
Right.
Here's where it gets really interesting. This word control, it sounds simple, but it implies so much, doesn't it? Can you break down what this control really means for us day to day?
Yeah, that's fundamental. The control Olivia talks about, it's all about transparency, knowing exactly what's on your plate, every single thing, from the main ingredient down to, the pinch of salt or the oil you use. Think about it. When you eat out, even something that seems healthy, studies show a single meal can blow past your daily sodium limit, like easily.
Wow.
Or that salad dressing
Yeah.
might be loaded with hidden sugar,
Mhm.
15, 20 grams sometimes, and unhealthy fats. Not just saturated, but maybe trans fats or oils used over and over.
Things you'd never know.
Exactly. You just don't get that info. At home, you skip that whole black box,
Yeah.
And that's huge if you have specific needs, right?
Mm.
Gluten-free, dairy-free, vegetarian, or just trying to cut back on processed stuff. You tailor it perfectly.
Right.
Plus, you control the quality. Organic if you want, local stuff, whole grains. You make choices that align with what you value. You're bringing it all into the light.
That makes sense. Taking your body out of the dark, as you put it. So, beyond just avoiding bad stuff, is there a surprising benefit to this control people might miss?
That's a really good question. I think beyond the health aspect, it fosters a deeper connection, a kind of mindfulness, actually.
How so?
Well, when you're the one choosing, chopping, mixing, you start paying more attention
Mm-hmm.
to flavors, textures, even what's in season.
Okay.
It moves you away from just, mindless eating towards appreciating it more. It becomes a skill and it gets more satisfying.
I like that. And it leads perfectly into her second point, which is cooking at home helps you eat cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
So what does this all mean, eating cleaner in our own kitchens? Like beyond just eat vegetables.
Right. When Olivia says eating cleaner, she means shifting to more whole, less processed foods, but it's about the deeper impact too.
Okay.
Think about whole foods and apples, spinach, fish. They have this complex mix of nutrients, right? Vitamins, fiber, minerals, enzymes, all working together. Processing often strips a lot of that away. You get calories, but maybe not the deep nourishment.
Right, the empty calories idea.
Exactly. So eating cleaner is about keeping foods closer to how they are naturally. Lots of fruits, veggies, whole grains, good proteins, healthy fats like avocados, nuts. By doing that, you're not just dodging weird additives, you're actively inviting good stuff in. The fiber feeds your gut microbes, which we now know impacts like everything from immunity to mood.
Wow.
Your body isn't fighting chemicals, it's absorbing energy and building blocks efficiently.
That's a great way to think about it. Less fighting, more absorbing. But is there a common misunderstanding about clean eating? Does it have to be super strict or expensive?
That's a big one. People think it means restrictive diets or only buying fancy organic stuff. That's not really it.
Okay.
Olivia's approach, and really sensible clean eating, it's about progress, not perfection, making gradual swaps, more whole foods, less packaged stuff within your budget.
Progress, not perfection. I like that.
Yeah. Focus on ingredients you recognize. Fresh produce when you can. Doesn't need to be exotic superfoods. Just basics, veggies, eggs, lean meats, grains. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, eating cleaner supports long-term health, less inflammation, stable blood sugar, sustained energy. It's not just a quick diet fix. It's an investment.
That makes it feel much more achievable. Okay, and then Olivia adds the third point, which, let's be honest, is often super motivating and save money too.
Yes, the practical bit.
Definitely. Can you break down the financial side? Like, how much can people realistically expect to save cooking at home more?
Oh, the savings can be really significant. Let's just a quick example. Say you eat out just, what, 3 times a week, couple lunches, maybe one dinner.
Okay, pretty typical for many.
Each could easily be $15, $20, $25, right? With drinks, tips, fees.
Easily.
That's like $45 to $75 a week, minimum, maybe $200, $300 a month, just for a few meals out.
Wow, it adds up fast when you put it like that.
Now, compare that to buying ingredients. For the cost of one of those restaurant meals, you can often buy enough stuff for several home-cooked meals. Take a whole chicken, cost maybe $8 to $12. That's dinner, then leftovers for sandwiches, maybe chicken salad, then maybe even broth from the bones. That's like 3, 4 meals from one purchase.
Right.
Or a big pot of lentil soup, or a pasta with veggies. Feeds you for days, maybe cost under $20 for everything.
That is a stark difference. But what about time? People are busy. Cooking feels like it takes ages, even if it saves cash. How does that balance out?
Totally valid point. And that's where planning comes in. Olivia's approach kind of nudges you towards meal planning, maybe some batch cooking.
Okay.
Spending an hour or two on a weekend, prepping stuff, chopping veg, cooking rice or quinoa, roasting some chicken. It cuts down cooking time drastically during the week.
So invest time up front to save time later?
Exactly. That time drain becomes a focused effort that pays off. Plus, you shop smarter. Buy staples like rice or beans in bulk. Shop seasonally for produce. It's cheaper and better.
Makes sense.
And using leftovers, that's not just easy. It cuts food waste, which is basically throwing money away. So that initial time investment, it becomes a win for your schedule, your health, and your wallet.
It really is a powerful trio, isn't it? Control, cleaner eating, saving money. And what I like about Olivia, our source here, is she feels relatable. 36, passionate. It's not some abstract advice. It feels grounded. That combination, control, health, finances, it's a really holistic approach to, well, a better lifestyle.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating here is how these three benefits create a virtuous cycle. They feed into each other.
How so?
Well, controlling the ingredients naturally makes you eat cleaner, right? You're choosing whole foods. That shift often ends up being more economical than takeout or processed stuff, especially if you plan a bit.
Okay, I see the loop.
And the whole cycle just contributes to a healthier you.
Yeah.
It's empowering yourself, building habits that stick, nourishing yourself, and saving money. It's moving from just consuming passively to living actively, intentionally.
A virtuous cycle to active, intentional living. I love that framing. It captures her simple advice perfectly. So what does this all mean for you listening right now? As you make choices this week, we've unpacked how taking control means really knowing what you eat, avoiding pitfalls, choosing nutrient-dense foods. We've talked about eating cleaner as a way to genuinely support your body, better energy, digestion, vitality. And the big one for many, the real financial savings from cooking more at home.
And maybe this raises an important question for you to consider. Beyond the obvious health and financial benefits, what new skills, creative outlets, or even a deeper connection to your food might you discover by simply stepping into your kitchen more often? Could it be nailing a new recipe, the joy of sharing a meal you made, or just the quiet satisfaction of creating something?
Exactly. So maybe take a cue from Olivia. Don't feel like you have to overhaul everything.
Right.
Start small. What's maybe one meal you could cook at home this week? Or one ingredient you'll focus on using well? You might be surprised by the ripple effect. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive. We hope it's giving you some food for thought and maybe some inspiration for your own kitchen.